Okay, first, business-wise, I attended on behalf of the board the final LAXTA, Los Angeles County Trustees Association meeting. It was basically the seating of the new officers. I'm happy to report that the north end of the Los Angeles Valley, Los Angeles area is well represented this time. Sometimes we have a lot of inner city things. We have a lot of west side representation. So you tend to have focus on things that aren't really the rural thing and the, the kind of things that we might think about. So we've got good representation on the board of directors of that, so that's good. I want to tell you that today is the 50th anniversary of Title IX programs. Bernice Bunny Sandler got her doctorate in education and took up seeking equity because in 1970, about 58% of females graduated high school and only 8% went on to college. So it went far beyond a theoretical thing. You saw it permeating funding, which is, I don't know if many of you know this, but the softball field at Vasquez High School, the new softball field was funded with Title IX funding, meaning that not all the money goes to the boys' baseball team, but so Bunny Sandler was a hero when it come to, guys, I'm not going to speak to your comments, but kind of. So watch the movie later because you've got some sped things I'm going to talk about. So just make a note about that. Thank you. So yeah, I'll get into that. I want to get to the good stuff first. I want to talk about the Wellness Center. First off, in my time on the board, I'm going to tell you why I came onto the board first. When I came onto the board, there were people stealing money doing charter schools. So when I ran, it was reduce attention to out-of-boundary charters. What are we doing sponsoring kids in San Bernardino and taking money from them when we don't even know who they are? Number 2 was restore focus on local students. And number 3 was restore the good name of our district in the greater educational marketplace. When I hit the board, Newhall was suing us over Einstein. Everybody was suing us. No one, LACO, nobody wanted anything to do with us. We were the blight of whatever. So that's why I'm here. I'm a cleanup man. I don't educate children. I'm not a principal. I sit up here to run policy and make sure that this is clean. And I'm on a little rant today because I got my own rant. You've heard me telling you that somebody that stood at that very microphone right there, 2 people who had the blessing of this town and its leaders and the superintendent at the time stood up there and lied to me while I was being beat up by my fellow board members and accosted. I would rather hear from kids who are very passionate that I can look at and say, where'd the one young lady go? She needs to go to law school. That's where she needs to go. It doesn't upset me with these kids. In their world, their perception is what their perception is. It's not their perception that I'm going to put people in jail for stealing $80 million. They stood right there. I took a beat in this community. Well, guess what happened to them? I told you $50 million. They stole $80 million. How do you steal $80 million of the kids' money? How do you do that? You put it into shell companies that you're running in Newport Beach or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're a hero because you give the money back. You know what these people got for stealing $80 million? It's right here. House arrest, ankle bracelet in their Newport mansion. They got nothing. Time spent. One of these people, 3-time loser. There are people out there today getting arrested for stealing gasoline to get to work. And if you get the wrong judge, you're going to state penitentiary, son. What do these people get? Nothing. It's all right here. I came here to stop that. I did that. There's no reason for me to be up here anymore. I'm going to serve my term. That's it. I'm getting old. I might die before then. The stress ain't killing me, don't worry about it. But this is what I came here for. They're all walking off. One of them had done this before. He was in our boardroom, even before the rest of these people. He's been 3-time loser on this. He was paid $1.5 million to set up the deal. So I'm gonna get with you people, and I'm gonna pretend the fact is they were hiding this in money meant for teachers. There were no teachers. It was going right in their pocket. So this guy comes in, riles you all up, tells you this is happening, steals $1.5 million, and you know what his fine was? He had to pay back $500,000. That's a pretty good deal, right? Wow, that's why I was here. It's over. The LA Times did an expose on me and what I meant to charter schools. So I'm going to talk to charter schools, whatever that was. I'll talk about that here in a minute, too. But this wellness room, let's talk about the wellness room. LACO, why weren't they involved with us? They didn't want anything to do with us. Everybody's going to the LACO meetings. You think these meetings are wild. You go to a LACO meeting, and they're like, what's up with Acton, Agua, Dulce sponsoring everybody? I got such a deep story on that. You'll see a name come up. I'll leave you a couple crumbs that you can catch on to, and then you'll see these names pop up, and they'll go, he's crazy, but he's psychic at the same time. Okay? I'm going to ask for a future agenda. Listen very carefully. It's Groundhog Day, again and again. All back to this charter garbage. Anyway, Wellness Center. LACO. What did wellness mean? LACO comes in here, and we got to give them money because we're not big enough like Orange County to develop your own health agency or Beverly Hills or whatever you are. So you have your own health agency, so you have your own health officer. So we pay them money under contract. What do you think they gave us in support for the money we gave them? 5150 responses. That's what a kid deserves. Gets bullied, gets nothing, gets no SPED services, no conditions on suspensions, all these things, and finally they start raising hell. I'm going to be the hero at school by being a punk. And then finally, when you freak out enough, they put you in an ambulance and send you for 72 hours somewhere in a padded cell, and that's going to fix you while everybody up is calling me up, hey, get that kid off my campus. Yeah, I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to be the hero at the football game, people. Yeah, buddy. The Wellness Center, some of this is what you're saying could be real if you let it. But the superintendent come in here, and nobody ever concerned about it. They don't want LACO in here. You're too busy shuffling charter money around to hide it. You don't want them eyes in here. But when he gets here, he used to work for LACO. He understands these programs. So what does he do? He has meetings. He invites you to hear what they're selling. Did anybody go to the meeting? Yeah, Chad went to the meeting. We heard all this stuff that made us uncomfortable. But we're there to listen and go, that's not for, I will say this flat out, sue the hell out of me tomorrow morning. I am not an outlet mall for Planned Parenthood. Is that what you wanted to hear? Yeah, there's no due process rights in this one. I need some water. I don't want to sound like a chihuahua. But the Wellness Center, y'all are supposed to participate. Tell me. I'm not going to be handing out things that is none of my business. You start handing that crap out to my daughter, you'll see the bad part of me. That ain't pretty. It used to be worse, but now I'll get after you with my walker here. You're not going to do that with my kids. There's such a thing called parental rights. I believe in those. I'm just getting started. Y'all need to go sleep. This is the last meeting of the year. So the Wellness Center, communicate what you want. I don't need a lynch mob coming in here acting like I run LACO. If I did, half this stuff wouldn't be here. But you all got to be politically correct. I'm still trying to understand the educator mentality. And my mentality, you do what you're told, and we produce excellent services, and that's why I work where I work. There's no questions about that. Come to my work. See me at work. Not a lot of theory and handing out whatever it is you're going to hand out. I am not a parent of anybody else's kid but mine. So much for the wellness center. I want them to give us an opportunity. If you want to paint on a wall, then put a wall up and let people paint it. Down where I work, it's called art. That Banksy guy, I wish I would have painted somebody holding a bomb. I wouldn't be sitting here. Put up a wall. Put crayons in there, whatever you kids like. You can't breathe spray paint. I'm okay. Anyway, it's a wellness room. It's meant to be okay. We don't go into denial like my parents. Smashed my Kiss record. That didn't do nothing. But a wellness room is supposed to be a place. We're looking for a table hockey. What else was it? A ping pong table. Maybe somebody needs to go in there and take a break, so they don't skip class like I used to. You still don't want to play foosball with me. I flunked half my classes, but I'm great at foosball. A wellness room is a place for kids to go where they don't have parents and adults breathing down their neck constantly. Let them go in there. Let them unwind. It's okay to be okay. You find this bullying and garbage, go away. So, yeah. I'm afraid to say any more about the wellness room because I'll begin using the 6th letter of the alphabet profusely. I guess me getting wound up is why everybody's freaked out, right? Okay, I want to talk about SPED. I have the luxury of having the least cognitive functional child in the district. Anybody want to contest that? This isn't a contest. My child is incapable of sin. Think about that. I know somebody else. I don't know him, but I'm going to be hiding from him when I die. But I'm going to say I'm with her. She's incapable of sin. So I've been through the war about SPED. I've been with somebody wanted to keep her tied up in a chair. I've been through all that garbage. My file on my kid is this thick. There's some ideas that are floating around that aren't real. Number one, SPED starts with this: take notes. There's something called child find. That means somebody sees something that says something is not right. I want you to think about a parent being hit with, I think something's not right with your child. It's such a struggle, number one, not for it to be somebody's fault and be able to look past it and say, who isn't perfect, right? But you've got a teacher, think about this, you've got a teacher that's looking at something with all of their training and stuff, and they look at this kid and they go, something's not right. Imagine being the one that goes to the parent and goes, hey, you know what? I think something's not right. And the parent freaks out. No, what are you talking about? My kid? What are you doing? It's called child find. Teachers are obligated to do it. Staff members are obligated to do it. It's federal law. I don't care whether you like it or not. But the bigger part of it is teachers that do this, they're taking a big, huge risk. Number two, if there is a problem, you need to report to the district. I would like to have my child assessed. I need to know what's going on. You write it down. You fill it out on paper. You give it to them. They got 30 days to have an IEP meeting or have an assessment done. You don't just say, Yolanda is not in charge of special education. The site principals are in charge of special education. That means you get on a computer and you go, whose IEP is next? And when you find that, and you get, there's a committee called CAC that's a parent committee for the SELPA. When you go there, if they have a speaker, people come in, they want to unload, oh, the district's terrible, and then you get a rush and 19 people want to have an IEP meeting. You can't possibly do that. So then the principal goes to the superintendent's office and says, hey, I got to rush IEP meetings. What am I going to do? That's the way it works. You don't come in here and point at me like I'm in charge of special education. I'm dropping the ball. It happens at the site. Let's carry on so you know your basic rights. Once you get to the site, you look at the psychologist comes in and says, hey, this, I think this kid has this. I think that we could help by doing this. I think we need speech science pathology. I think we need this. Let's try this. Remember, you're going from a point of being completely uninformed to have somebody look at the kid for the first time. You set up goals, you do your thing, you measure it, you report out quarterly, you have a meeting in a year, and you look at what's working and what's not. Don't think somebody's going to come in here and snap their finger and everything's going to be wonderful. It's a team process. Nobody that's involved in special education does it for the glory of it, because half the time they got administrators that squelch what they want to do. Here's where it breaks down. Let's say I don't want these people. I don't want these people in my classroom. There's two people that need to be really objective in special education. That's the psychologist and that's the principal. Bottom line. Because they're the ones that kind of weigh this out and say, hey, what's fair? We got training for that. So if you're not getting special education services and you don't write this stuff down and ask for it in a civil way, that's on you. But if you do that and you don't, and you're not getting a response, then you call me, and you better do it quickly, because I may not be here too long if the lynch mob gets to me before you do. Next, I want to talk about suspensions. California law governs suspensions. Bottom line. You can't just suspend somebody because you don't like them, or I'm supposed to sit up here on the board and go, I never did like that kid. His parents never waved at me, and his kid's a punk, so I'm going to pressure you up. Because I'm on the board, I'm going to pressure you up to throw this kid out. Well, if the kid's got some behavioral issues and 504 and IEP issues that y'all don't know about and you shouldn't know about, those have to be weighed in. It's California law. And if you don't do that, you're violating rights. And if somebody like me goes out there and tells a principal, you get them out of here, I'm taking a lot of heat from the community, guess what? You are pressuring them under the color of your office. So you're pressuring them to do something that's illegal. And when I file a civil rights complaint against you, then you roll on me, the board member, that said they were pressuring me. That creates all kinds of liability. If you're new on the board, you may not understand that liability. That liability may include your house by the time it's over. But there are California laws about everything. It's very difficult for administrators to do their work when programs are funded at 25% of what they actually need. Special ed has never been funded at more than 25%. And then unfortunately, I will say this, only I can say this because I have the privilege to say it legally. I've seen some people that take advantage of these systems and they're looking for this from day one, and there's nothing an administrator can do about that. Your only defense in that is to have your paperwork and your programs in place. That's the bottom line on SPED. If you have any questions, call me quick. I want to talk about what this year looks like for me as a board member. I'm not up here to be a principal. I'm not up here to be the athletic director or an aide, but the school district doesn't work without all them people. I don't think there's one kid in the school or one teacher that hasn't been my kid's teacher. So I know what you all are. I don't need somebody telling me what you are and what you're not and how happy you are. I know the blessings you put on. I'm looking at you all back there. The three of you, I don't know who you are, but you're lucky to be with them. You all have had a profound impact on my child's life. See, I'm yelling at you when I say it too, right? But you all know what you do. But at the end of the day, I got a different set of things I look at. I don't look at if one kid's happy. I look at why I ran. And the last one was restore our name, good name in the educational marketplace. Why would I want that? Do you buy a Yugo? Oh yeah, I was the only one, right? No. What do you want? You want to be the best, right? So how do you measure where you're going and what you've done and what the superintendent does and what the team does? Kim and her TOSAs have been the most significant thing that have come to this district for a really long time because they have all these programs going on. If you want to know what they are, go to the district main webpage, and they're called signature programs. Those were not here 2 years ago. Here, I'll take credit for Antelope Valley College, right? Wrong. That didn't exist until the talk started last July. There were people who know people over there, who sit on boards, who do what they do. He reached out to people, and it was happening so fast I couldn't believe it. I work for government. I know what it is. It happened so fast that there were kids that actually got college credits at the end of the year, and they were only talking about it. So slap yourself on the back. Make it all about you, baby. But there are kids who graduated this year with college credits, and there's going to be more next year. That wasn't here. Go to the main district webpage and click on those things and find out they're real. The Carpenters Union is coming in here. I know carpenters, they have boats that I wish I had, and they don't have $3 million worth of student debt pretending they're a lawyer. There are significant things happening here. At my level, that's what I see. That's what I measure. I measure our ability solely, our ability to tell people out here on that billboard. We still got Newhall School District sending us flyers because they're pissed off because they lost in court over charter schools. You should have got a better attorney. Always hire the one from Harvard. But they're still trying to come to our school. Why do I come to your school? It just says come to my school. Read the web page. Once them kids get here, they don't want handguns over there. They don't want drug deals. They don't have to wear a certain hat so they don't get shot. But if I can get them here, because they know they're going to get a job and they're going to be treated well, guess what? I open the door to people like, what was her name? Huh? Yeah. I can't say it. You know that because I'll be breaking the Brown Act, right? So I didn't have my mic on the whole time. I have to start over.
You were loud enough.
Anyway, Tracy. All right. I got Tracy laugh. I'm killing it tonight, baby. So, but I'll tell you what. If they look at the programs and they look at this and go, oh, I can do this, and they find out that they're real, they come in the door. And guess what happens when I get them in the door? They get to see all these spunky kids been up here yelling at me. They will close the deal. My teacher will close the deal. And you three up there sitting at the front desk, you are the most important voices. Again, you're with them? Dude, I'm not farmersonly.com, but get with them, okay? So, they're the face of the district. People walk in the door. I'm not hearing this, I'm unhappy, I'm just, I'm hearing, hi, how are you? How can I help you? God bless you three. But once they get here, these kids get here, then they get to see our community, they get to see the programs that are here, and our ADA goes up. So we don't have to pimp ourselves off to, is that a good word? Is that not a good word?
No.
I'm not talking to you, educator. I put you up here so you could do the thing. Yeah. That way we don't have to pimp ourselves off to some charter person. What else do I have? I didn't get enough birthday cards from y'all. I'm very upset. Not really. Anyway, I'm very proud of the accomplishments that Kim and her team have made. I'm very proud of the way I walk into district offices now and I'm greeted like somebody even though I'm not. Y'all fake it that I'm okay. That's good. I appreciate that. Thank you. But we got really, really good things going on here and we're going to be self-sufficient. You watch and see. People are going to want to come here. Y'all are here anyway, so. But you guys are the brand. Don't forget that. Yell at me all you want, but you guys are the brand. Oh, just a minute. I missed a very important holiday. I didn't even know it. I was so busy. I missed National Sitting Duck Day. Get a picture of that. I'm sorry. Next.